my head of the department that I am weak in maths and I need you to refer me to somebody to help me with maths because
JAM BT, there are some certain topics in maths which are very important. Just focus on that, like probabilities, metrics.
I was fortunate enough to get the Purana scholarship, and because with that, I traveled to America and I worked in one of the labs in Purdue University. We should go through the Indian process, the Indian embassy, the Indian government, and also the US government or the Indian US system gets involved. So that makes it a pretty rigorous process that you have to find on your own, and the visa you have to pay for on your own.
Hey everyone, welcome to Unpack again. So this is our third episode with MSc Biotech, and today we are again going to talk about IIT JAM. But today we have guests Riddhi and Ritika, so they are going to talk about how did they prepare and what was their strategy. So please introduce yourself to our audience.
Namaskar. My name is Riddhi Pratim. I did my bachelor's from Presidency University, Kolkata in Life Sciences.
Hello, I am Ritika Roy. I did my bachelor's from Technology University and also from Calcutta.
Okay. So the best and the number one question is how did you prepare?
So for me, in bachelor's my subject was life science. So it was an umbrella term, and everything was there like biochemistry, zoology, botany. So for me, I need to just follow up the classes. The most challenging part for me was the consistency. To follow up the classes and follow up the questions that were coming in IIT JAM. And I knew about IIT JAM before, but the thing was that I need to prepare for the MCQs, the MSQs, everything. And as some of us said earlier, right, that when you do a mistake, just write it down and revisit that mistake. That's how you improve. That's exactly how I prepared.
Okay. So you did MCQ and then you
check
back where you were done the question wrong and then you reanalyze and did correct. That's I understand.
Okay, so it's going to be a really complicated answer for me.
Yeah.
Because when I finished my second year of bachelor's, I was prepared to actually leave India for my master's.
Okay.
And I had completed all sorts of application. I ended up with like 5-6 offer letters. But the positive peer pressure made me appear for exams like IIT JAM BT. And then IIT JAM came out with a relatively good result. And then my parents were like, "Are you sure you want to take the back home?" So I am sure.
Okay.
Yes, it's not so it's it's not like I did not prepare, but to be very honest, my preparation was much less than anybody else around me, and not recommended at all to prepare for 2.5 months. But yes, for those 2.5 months, I can say that I completely locked myself out and down. I know there were like college classes going on, so like it was the first 2 months of my last semester of college. And I actually locked my door, switched off my phone, woke up in the morning, switched off my phone, sat to study, and switched on my phone when I was going back to school.
Okay.
I had to do that because I honestly did not have time. And there were like some family occupations previously, I did not have the time for exams, which I was not actually initially thinking about.
Okay.
So I really wanted to go abroad and finish my master's, do my master's. I'm very grateful to be here, by the way. This is no hard feelings.
Okay. So
yes.
My question would be, so like what subject did you prepare in those 2.5 months? So like most of the audience would want to know like what did you prepare in those 2.5 months so that you cleared this IIT exam? Everything in 2.5 months.
Yes.
Okay. And how did you prepare? So
the Bible was Pathfinder books.
so Pathfinder.
Pathfinder books. Just Pathfinder books.
Okay. So that's nice. So anything that you want to add, like how first year should go on for their like preparation?
First year.
So if I'm in BSc, if I'm in a BSc first year, so how should I go for my preparation?
Just do your classes well and be consistent. If you want to crack IIT JAM, just don't target IIT JAM. Target GATE Excel, GATE BT, TIFR GATE. Target everything and you will succeed. The questions are moreover same. Okay, if you prepare for one, you can achieve anything, any of the exams. So just go through the books. There are some really good books like biochemistry, Bruce Alberts, sorry, Bruce Boyd and Boyd, and for cell biology, CAR. They are really good book. They really help you to clear concepts which are very much required in TIF or GS exam. It's a very challenging but very fun exam to give. Okay, so this is the I think everything.
The solution. And
Yeah.
yours? Yeah. So how should a first year guy should go on for the preparation?
I think starting from the fact that you know that you want to head towards masters and appear for JAM or GATE or whichever PF or GS, and then making sure that you are determined in that direction. I think that is also very important. Honestly, I did not have much guidance around me, but fortunately, I knew that I wanted to head towards masters. So it was one of my very first days of my first year when I told my head of the department that I am weak in maths and I need you to refer me to somebody to help me with maths because I knew that there would be a maths section, maybe not in IIT JAM, but in GATE and so and so. So having certain visions clear definitely helps. Along with that, yeah, these books like Carp and Kobe, Watson and Bruce Alberts and all these. Yeah, so you need to have your things cleared with that.
Okay, so how did you cope up with the maths? So did you take extra sessions for the maths or
I did not take professional sessions, but I took somebody's help in my college campus,
college?
kind of unprofessionally.
Okay.
And then there were certain other resources that I needed.
And yours?
Maths.
Yes.
So maths thing is that in JAM BT there are some certain topics in maths which are very important. Just focus on that, like probabilities,
Yeah.
metrics, and the limits. Yeah.
Differentiating.
These topics are like the burning topics, and there will be questions in these topics. Just focus on that. You don't need to do everything. Just do it right. That's all. That's how I did maths.
Okay. So that's nice. Okay. So now coming apart from these IIT JAM questions. So now how was the IIT for you? So when you initially came here?
I initially came at the campus is really nice, and I specifically chose this IIT because of I'm a mountain person.
Okay.
I just love to go to mountains and I'm from West Bengal, the Darjeeling people.
Yes,
The
yes.
Darjeeling. We are the Darjeeling types of people. So I very much like mountains, and the campus here is really good. Okay, so the architecture, buildings, really nice, and apart from the campus, the beauty of the campus, the weathers are nice. Yeah, sometimes unpredictable, but it's really nice. The winters are good. It's very eerie but romantic weathers.
Okay. And what about you, Ritika? So how did you find the campus?
Oh, the campus is great. I did not have much in mind when I was coming to the campus, but then you walk into the greenery,
Yes.
and then that is enough to like change your mind. If you're having a really tough day, you can walk through the green lawns of IIT in front of the main building or literally any corner of the campus, and it makes things better.
Yeah. So I have been to the podcast, and this was the exact answer that I have given. That whenever you are low, you can walk around the campus and you will feel very light. So how's the hostel and mess food for you? So like coming from like different places. So how's North India for you?
There is really a cultural shock for me.
Okay.
Yeah, we Bengalis live to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there is some differences in food preferences, but the hostels, the rooms are really nice. And for me, I am a very introvert person, so I like single rooms. So it's a very good thing for me. But the food, yeah, they could be better, but it's okay. That's how like इतना तो चलता है excellence की खोज में.
So okay, on the scale of 1 to 10, so what do you want to rate?
On the scale of 1 to 10, rooms like 9.5.
Okay.
I really like my room. And food 6.5.
6.5. Okay, that's the first time we are getting 6.5.
No, not all hostels are equal, but yeah.
So for your hostel.
Yeah.
And yours, Ritika?
So I'm in Kasturba, and I was one of the that flock of my batch, which had a little unfortunate beginning to start off with a roommate.
Okay.
So this is contrary to the popular answer, but yeah, I started off with a roommate. The roommate was nice, no harm to her, but being a master student, it's a little difficult to cope up. Especially you have, I think one very big part is that you have crossed the age or the time of life where you're a soft mud that you can adapt to anything.
Yes.
So that point in time, you want your own room, you want your own space. So initially that was a little difficult to cope, but then yeah, I shifted in my second semester to a single room, and again that changes everything. You get a single room, you get your own space, and that is truly everything. I think the other side of if you're feeling low, and if you can't walk around the campus, come back to your single room.
Yeah, that's a nice answer.
And for the food, yes, again, being a Bengali, it is quite different on the palate. But I definitely appreciate the fact that there is a lot of variety and what is that called? Cleanliness is maintained with the food.
Okay.
That is, I think, very important. I know other relatives of mine in other public universities in our country, not to name, and they honestly suffer a lot because of the food. They have to go through very rigorous, and then they see my food. Even if I'm rating them that a 7, I can rate that a 7, but then they'll be like, that is the best thing we could even dream of. So yes, I definitely appreciate that.
Okay.
Palate is different for everybody, so that's not a thumb rule.
So one man's junk is another man's strength.
Yes.
So anything that you want to add from your side that will help next time? Anything?
Just be
Consistent.
consistent and believe in yourself.
Yeah, believe in yourself.
Okay. So what about the placement and internship? So did you do any placements?
I did my internship
Internship. Yes.
internships during summer.
Okay.
During summer, I did my internship in this lab of ours, and it's a really nice lab. I learned a lot of things. I am really interested in cell biology, stem cell biology, so they really taught me how to handle cell lines, Western blotting, okay, the different entities, the assays, QRT, PCRs. These are the basic things, but really necessary for doing the upper studies.
Yes.
So yeah, I did those only, and I am happy with that for now. And yeah.
Okay, so you did hair only, right?
Yeah.
And what about?
I was fortunate enough to get the Purana scholarship, and because with that, I traveled to America and I worked in one of the labs in Purdue University. It was truly one of the best experiences. I got to learn cell culture, and I worked with drug induction on different cell culture, the cancer cell lines. So I think beyond what exactly you're working on, the experience, and most importantly, the experience that you have while you're applying through the application process, that really counts, because that builds your personality, that helps you know yourself, that helps you know what you're capable of and what you can and what you cannot. So that, I think, adds to a lot more than
So-
just the
Okay, so what were the hardships that you faced during this application process?
logistics.
Yes.
Yes, that was the hardship.
Okay, so only the logistics.
The logistics, because the application would go through the Indian process, the Indian embassy, the Indian government, and also the US government or the Indian US system gets involved.
Yeah.
So that makes it a pretty rigorous process. There's a lot of patience with which you have to hold yourself down and say, okay, it's going to come, that document is going to come, that email is going to come. You have to just wait for it. So yeah, it just primarily that. Otherwise, honestly, the Purana and the IUSSTF, they take care of everything.
Starting with the state, everything.
Yes, no, not the state. The state you have to find on your own, and the visa you have to pay for on your own. So these are the two things that you have to do on your own, but otherwise,
So don't they pay for the state?
well, it's actually counted in the stipend.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get a proper stipend in a separate format.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of the stay and
Yeah, like you have to just find the state.
okay. Okay, so like I have many questions from like my students that they do not get the even Purana scholarship. So how easy was for you?
This is a relative answer, firstly,
Yeah.
and also honestly, what I think is that when anybody's applying, they don't know or they don't think that whoever even gets it will not think that, oh, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
So, but yes, let's consider that I was able to crack the code. Then I think it's just I think the biggest part is that writing the research proposal. As long as the moment your research proposal is well enough, it works. And one thing that we have, anybody who's applying for it needs to remember that their application, any part of their application is going to be checked by the Indian, the people sitting in India.
Yeah.
So they know the Indian system. They know what you are capable of and what you are not capable of as either an undergrad or a postgrad student. So if somebody is making it up, like as in like creating a bubble out of what they can and or what they think of doing, they can be judged on that, or they can be they'll be able to like understand. Okay, there's a faulty point there. But other than that, I think the SOP, as long as you stay true to yourself, and as long as you just speak with much authenticity and purpose, most importantly, I think it works.
Okay. So the next question.
As somebody who's been outside, I know that there's a huge difference in the research cultures here and outside. So what is the difference that you see?
It's completely different. Especially the fact that there's a lot of freedom there, and they tend to somehow instantly trust you. They don't have to. I don't know why they're trusting me, but they do. And they will trust you, and they will not look at you and judge you. I'm not saying that everybody's going to judge you here, but yes, it takes a lot of time for the Indian system to trust you, any lab to trust you, primarily because funding is a big issue in our country.
Yes.
And we are a big population. It's a lot of imbalance, but there is no imbalance.
Yes.
The only thing, honestly, but I hope this is not too bad for me to say, that America is not a fantasy land. It's not a fairy tale. It's just that they have been able to crack the code where they create a balance of the population versus poverty versus the finance and funding. And once they're able to do that, it's a very easy path.
Yeah. So I think the thing that you said, that funding is one of the biggest issues. And yes, because of that, most of the labs suffer. Because most of the labs do not have the funds. They cannot waste the resource. So they have to trust those people only who can actually perform the experiment and not waste a single unit.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the next question, according to the master's point of view, how do you make the research proposal when you do not know the actual research? Okay, so master students do not know the research. I know, I've been there.
Yeah.
Like till my second year, I did not know like how to do a research, right? So how do you go from like zero to like making the research proposal?
So how I did was, first I remember, even you were there, I don't know if you remember that day, when I read a paper and then I came up with like a list of I think 10 ideas out of that, and I took that to one of our seniors, one of the PhD scholars here, and I said, because he was at that point in time taking our lab classes, so he was the one person I knew that I could probably approach, and I asked him that, I have this much, what do I do with this? And he's like, you're thinking too much. Think on one point and don't think about 10 other points. So first step I think is streamlining what you want to think and understanding how you will be able to put that thought or that idea or that solution of the problem onto real work.
Yes.
So of course it does not happen without guidance. I too started from zero. Everybody starts from zero. And it needs some amount of guidance, some amount of somebody to tell you, yes, you're going in the right direction. Okay, continue. So that I had some help from 2-3 people, all of them pursuing PhD here in IIT Roorkee. Maybe some of were from my hostel, so I could approach them more often. I definitely did take the help of Jasmine, who was my previous senior foreign scholar. So yeah, I think guidance becomes one very important part of writing the research proposal. And then once you have cracked it, probably you will keep cracking it later.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I'm going to be able to crack it.
Yeah. So all the best for that. Okay, so anything that you want to add from your end? or is it okay? So with this, we are going to thank you, and I hope this conversation was beneficial for you. And if it was, so do subscribe and do like and do comments if you have any questions. Thank you.